I'm Ginger Russell. I've come to you today as just a mom and a homeschool mom. My mother is a public school teacher, was a public school teacher, is now an author. And I homeschool both my daughters, who are now college graduates, and with careers that are sitting on the back burner, as my 5 grandchildren are now being homeschooled. With the proposed school choice legislation, I perceive the danger of our state government attempting to rein in the future generation of homeschoolers and regulating private schools. Parents in the future that make the decision to remove their child from the system are unaware of the freedom Texas homeschool families presently have and enjoy. They unfortunately are more apt to buy into the money carrot of education savings accounts, which unknowingly opens them up to government regulations, testing, and data collection. We all know with public money comes public accountability. We, the homeschool community, ask you nothing more than we just want to be left alone. And in regard to our public school system, Texas students are no longer given an education based on equal opportunity by teaching them to read well, write well, learn history, math, and English. Students are no longer taught to read classical literature. Everything is subjective. Teachers are not allowed to teach, as they are now being called a sage on the stage. Cursive is not taught. They're incapable of reading historical documents. Students are now being forced to work collaboratively, also known as project-based learning, with the goal of equity and equal outcomes based on changing their attitudes, their values, their beliefs, and behaviors for the next generation. Unfortunately, this harmful teaching philosophy has been implemented due to the passage of numerous bills in the Texas legislature. I became aware of this teaching philosophy while blowing the whistle on the controversial online curriculum management system, C-SCOPE, during the 13th legislative session. With C-SCOPE, our Texas students were asked to draw new communist flags, quote the Koran, role-play communist ideals, etc. C-SCOPE would not have seen the light of day had not been for the passage of the 2011 Senate Bill 6, allowing the state to bypass the Texas textbook adoption process, allowing school districts to purchase any instructional material they chose, not properly covering the TEKS. At one point, the Texas legislature has passed legislation setting up the Texas High Performance School Consortium, ushering in the lobbying group TASA's plan for creating a new vision for public education of Texas, giving our Texas students this wonderful 20th century education with no knowledge of the 20th century's first. This past August, the Texas Commission of Accountability of Assessments and Accountability issued a report to the governor asking Texas to align our standards and accountability with the Federal Student Every Succeeds Act, which steers away from academics towards social emotional learning. My suggestion to this committee, instead of focusing on the 10% that would apply for these government subsidies of education service accounts, is to please focus on the 90+% that will remain in our public school system. Return back to the wonderful document of the U.S. Constitution and the 10th Amendment, get the federal government out of our Texas schools, pass legislation to stop tax funding lobbyist groups like TASA and TASB, and get rid of the profit public school money-sucking machine of the Texas Education Service Centers. These actions alone will actually return local control back to the district. Thank you.
Thank you.